Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, my dear students, to our English period for grade 7, Unit 11, Energy and Recycling. Today, inshallah, my dear students, we are going to study Unit 11, Lesson 3. Let's start our lesson, my dear students, with the opener. In our opener, my dear students, we are going to revise the previous lesson. Look at the sentence carefully, my dear students. Read it. We want to change it into passive. They made this boot for walking. They made this boot for walking. Change it into passive. Don't forget, my dear students, when we change into passive, we start with the object at the beginning of the sentence, followed by verb to be in the present is or are, in the past was or were. Then we put the past participle of the verb. Who can answer it, my dear students? Think carefully and answer. Let's see. Are you right? Look at the answer of the sentence. That's right. This boot was made for walking. We started with the object, this boot, followed by verb to be in the past was and the past participle made. What about the next sentence? This sentence is inactive. We want to change it into passive. You stole the cookie from the cookie jar. You stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Change it into passive. What is the object here? That's right. Wonderful. Excellent, my dear students. The object is the cookie, followed by verb to be was because the sentence here is in the past. The verb stole is in the second form, followed by the past participle of the verb stole, stolen. The cookie was stolen from the cookie jar. Don't forget, my dear students, sentences inactive start with the subject followed by the verb, then the object. When we change it into passive, we start with the object at the beginning of the sentence, followed by verb to be according to the tense of the sentence, is or are in the present, was or were in the past, then followed by the verb to be. Let's see. That's right. Here, the door was opened by him. We started with the object, the door, followed by the verb to be in the past, was, then the past participle of the verb, then the subject, preceded by the preposition by. Now, my dear students, let's start our lesson. How can we keep the earth clean? How can we keep the earth clean? Our environment, as you know, my dear students, is our life. Our environment is our life. Do you know that environment is the air, water, and land on the earth? The environment means all things which are around us. Now, my dear students, let's start studying our new vocabulary in our lesson today and context. Look at these pictures. As you see, smoke from cars and lorries could harm our environment. Smoke from cars and lorries could harm our environment. Smoke from factories can pollute our environment too. Pollution has a negative impact on the natural environment. Pollution has a negative impact on the natural environment. The first word today, my dear students, is pollution. Repeat after me. Pollution, pollution, pollution. The word pollution means damage caused to water, air, etc. by harmful substances or waste. Let's move to the next word. Repeat after me. Impact, impact, impact. What does it mean, impact? Impact, it means a powerful effect that something has on someone or something. As you see, our environment calls, save me from pollution. Now, my dear students, we want to reduce environmental pollution. How? By what? Excellent, my dear students. By recycling. By recycling. We can recycle all things. Our word here is recycle. Let's see. Repeat after me. Recycle, recycle, recycle. What does it mean, recycle? Recycle means to put used objects through special process so that they can be used again. To reuse all things. Recycling helps to reduce pollution. Recycling helps to reduce pollution. Repeat after me. Reduce, 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 reduce. What does reduce mean? Reduce means to become or to make something become smaller. How to reduce pollution? As we said, my dear students, the word reduce means to make something smaller or less in size, amount, or price. Look at the pictures and the definitions and try to get the meaning of the word. The next word, let's read this example. We can put the old containers aside for recycling. We can put the old containers aside for recycling. The word, my dear students, repeat after me. Container, container, container. Look at these pictures and try to guess the meaning. Container. What does it mean, container? It means an object like a box or a bowl that you use to keep something in. We can use cardboards to keep our gadgets. Our gadgets. Repeat after me. Gadget, gadget, gadget. Look at the pictures, my dear students. Let's read the definition. A small device or machine. A small device or machine. Now, my dear students, it's time for revising our new vocabulary in our lesson today. Let's see. Do you remember? Let's see how many words can you remember, my dear students? Try to think how many words can you remember? That's right. Let's read them again, my dear students. Recycle, recycle, recycle. Impact, impact. Reduce, reduce. Pollution, pollution. Gadget, gadget. And the last one is container, container. Now, my dear students, let's turn to our students book, page 73. Your students book, page 73, and discuss our lesson today. Number 1, the first exercise. Name the different types of materials that can be recycled. What things can we recycle? Try to think, my dear students. There are many things we can recycle. Let's watch this video and try to answer the question.
Recycling is anything but old school. In fact, these days, the cutting-edge single-stream process allows you to put all your items into one cart to be recycled, saving communities money and diverting materials away from landfills. But what happens to your recycled items after you leave them out on the curb? Let's follow this truck to the MRF to find out more. The Material Recovery Facility, or MRF for short, is where the unsorted recycled items are mechanically separated. The materials are first loaded onto a conveyor belt and carried to a V-screen separator that uses a series of fast-moving rotators to remove paper and cardboard from the other items. Once separated, the paper is taken to a mill and loaded into a de-inker that literally lifts the type off the page. It is then reduced to pulp slurry and taken to a high-speed washing machine that removes any remaining debris. Now clean, the pulp is pressed by steam-heated rollers and is ready to be made into new paper products, like newspaper and paper towels. Back at the MRF, the remaining items continue on to a series of heavy-duty magnets that collect items made of iron, tin, and steel. Since aluminum isn't magnetic, it keeps moving toward an eddy current rotor. Eddy currents create strong fields of energy around non-magnetic metals, repelling them away from the rotor. The metal materials are then taken to a smelter and exposed to extremely high heat. The molten metal is cast into bars called ingots, which are sent to manufacturers who shape them into new products, like aluminum cans and file cabinets. Returning to the MRF, the remaining materials continue on to an optical scanner that recognizes the plastic items and collects them using directed blasts of air. Later, at a reclaimer, the plastic items are sorted and fed into a grinder that churns them into flakes. The ground-up flakes are then melted down and shipped to manufacturers who reform the polymer mixture into new products, such as t-shirts and baseball caps. The separation process comes to an end when the glass items are taken to a reclaimer and crushed into cullet. The cullet is then melted down and made into new products, such as beach sand and glasphalt.
Okay, my dear students, so what things can we recycle? Excellent, my dear students, we can recycle paper, plastic, glass, cans, boxes, etc. As we said, my dear students, we can recycle paper, glass, plastic, etc. Look at the pictures and say your answer. For example, cardboard boxes, gadgets, glass bottles. Exercise number 2, my dear students. I want you here read the following paragraph and talk about why we need recycling. Read this paragraph and tell us why we need recycling. Here, recycling is very important as waste has a huge negative impact on the natural environment. It helps reduce pollution remarkably. Recycling also reduces the need for raw material so that forests can be preserved. Let's see, my dear students. What about the answer? Why we need recycling? Why do we need recycling? We need recycling because it helps reduce pollution remarkably. That's right. What else? Excellent. Recycling also reduces the need for raw materials so that forests can be preserved. Now, exercise number 3. Read and choose the best option to reduce waste. Here, my dear students, we want to read the sentence and choose the best option. Number 1. You drink a tin of soda. What are you going to do with it? Look at the picture. The first option, remove the top and use the tin to keep your pens and pencils in. B. First crush it and then put it aside for metal recycling. C. Throw it away. Which one? Which the option? Number 2. You buy a device. It is in a small cardboard box. What are you going to do with the box? D. Use it to keep your gadgets in. Crush it and put it aside for recycling. F. Throw it away. Now, my dear students, let's read and check your answers. The first one, what is the best option here? Okay, that's right. Remove the top and use it, or use the tin to keep your pens and pencils in. Number 2, you buy a device. It is in a small card box. What are you going to do with the box? Use it to keep your gadgets in. Excellent. Exercise number 4, my dear students. How can we reuse these items? Look at these pictures. Number 3, you find an empty plastic container in the kitchen. What are you going to do with it? Empty plastic container in the kitchen. What are you going to do? Try to think, my dear students, and tell me your ideas. Let's see. This is just an idea, and you can have your or say your brilliant ideas. I am going to put spices in it. Bravo, that's right. I am going to store sugar or flour in it. That's right. Let's move to the point 4. You pour juice from a glass bottle. Now the bottle is empty. What are you going to do with it? Tell us your ideas. I am going to send it away for recycling. Okay. What else? Let's see here, my dear students. Other ideas. I am going to make a vase with the bottle. I am going to make a doll. Bravo, excellent. These are brilliant ideas. I am going to grow plants inside bottles. Wonderful. Now, my dear students, we came to our closure in our lesson today. Design a poster about how to keep our environment clean. Design a poster about how to keep our environment clean. Thank you, my dear students. Meet you in the next period, inshallah. Thank you and goodbye.